Hey, welcome to Cultivating Wild Roots. I'm super excited about today's topic, so stick around and see what we have in store for you. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie were assassinated by a Serbian nationalist group. This launched war across Europe that lasted until the end of 1918. Militarism, alliances, nationalism, imperialism, and assassination all played roles in why over 30 nations got involved and 60 million soldiers fought in what we know as World War I. War efforts had to be made to support the troops and allies. It took many resources to aid allies and domestic troops, from raw materials to food to weapons and ammunition. The U.S. and our allies needed food, so new laws set by the government introduced rationing as a way of sharing food fairly for civilians at home and to support soldiers in battle. The Food Administration encouraged Americans to do their part to help win the war by growing a war garden. This would help offset the rationing coupons that people were given. Propaganda was used to persuade the American people to enlist, recruit women to work in factories, to encourage saving food and growing gardens, to keep morale high, and to buy government bonds. The propaganda seemed to work because by the end, it's estimated that 20 million war gardens or victory gardens were in full bloom. About 40% of all fruits and vegetables were grown in victory gardens that were established in private residence, public parks, and even the White House lawn in World War II. There had to be some strategy to growing a victory garden. While you could trade with your neighbor, you still had to focus on high nutrition first. Foods high in calories and nutrition include potatoes, beans, beets, cabbage, carrots, lettuce, kale, peas, tomatoes, turnips, squash, and Swiss chard, and so much more. The next focus would be flavor, so you'd include herbs, peppers, edible flowers, things like that. Born out of necessity, the Victory Garden did its job to stabilize the food supply. World War I ended November 11, 1918, with about 40 million total deaths, and a victory for the Allies. For the Victory Garden, they played key roles throughout World War I and World War II. In 1945, the war was winding down, and so was the Victory Garden. There was expectation of greater availability of food since the war was ending, so the Victory Garden dwindled away. Today's challenges come with plague, war, food shortages, so perhaps growing our own Victory Garden will help us through these tough times. Being outdoors boosts our morale, gives us something to look forward to, and maybe it will help our food supply as well. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. I hope you guys learned a lot about Victory Gardens and what that meant for our country, and hopefully you guys can start your own Victory Garden. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Bye.